Hey guys, welcome to DOSstorm. Today we're going to be checking out the strange and interesting world of Commander Keen mods. If you don't know already, there is a small but interesting community of Commander Keen modders out there creating new total conversion games and just mods and add-ons to the game, sometimes even transforming them into completely different games. So I'm going to be looking at a few that I find interesting, so let's get to it. The first mod on our list is the Keys to Krodakia. This one's sort of interesting as it's really the first full total conversion Keen 4 mod that was ever made. The whole idea of this mod was to make an unofficial continuation of the old Commander Keen games using the same name that was planned for later Commander Keen games but never happened. Compared to the later mods, which I will show more in this video, this one is a little bit more basic, but really it's still a really solid mod and really has classic Commander Keen gameplay. Really the whole level design and even the story that they've tied in just feels very much like the original games. That said, you can really tell that most of the enemies are just basically reskins, and there's a lot of reused assets from Keen 4 and Keen 5 that you can see, but really this is still a really good mod. And the later mods, Dead in the Desert and Battle of the Brains, that are in this series as well, are really awesome as well. This was the first Keen mod that I actually tried, and I think it still holds up even though there are some better ones out there now. The next mod on our list is one that goes by the name of Atroxian Realm. This is probably the largest Keen mod that has ever been devised. The author made that claim, and no one has really questioned it. It's an enormous mod that adds quite a few new features to the game. One of those features is a retooled live system. The way this is designed, there is no game overs anymore. When you lose all your lives, you get kicked back to the map and you can restart the level over again. The catch is that all these levels are stinking huge, and so much so that they incorporated a checkpoint system so that if you die mid-level, there's checkpoints that you can resume back to. And you're definitely going to want to use those checkpoints because the difficulty on this one, at least for my crappy skills, is very high. But there's a lot of cool things to explore here. There's over 25 levels and there's a boss fight. There's great artwork and lots of cutscenes in the story sections. This is definitely one that I 100% recommend. This is a very cool mod, probably better than even the original games on a technical level at least. Okay, so the next one in our list is sort of a goofy one. This is Keen Meets the Meats. Now, if you've ever played Keen Dreams, you'll know at the end of the game, this is the teased sequel to Keen Dreams that obviously never happened. It was probably just a joke to begin with. But the modding community got together and made this game, and it's quite interesting. You even know you're in for something special when the game starts and the author blames the Keen community for not testing his game enough, and that's why it crashes all the time. And he's kind of right, it does crash a lot, but I don't know, the game is full of so much humor, and just look at this T-bone monster. I mean, how can you not like this game? I know a lot of people don't like the style of Keen Dreams, and if you don't really like Keen Dreams, you probably won't like this game. The gameplay is pretty much the same, except instead of the flower pellets, you throw meatballs, and everything is meat-based, and there's piles of meat gore everywhere. I don't know, this was just interesting to me, and it came from sort of a different thinking mind, and I respect that. Alright, so if you thought Meet the Meats was kind of weird, you should check out Keen 59, Underworld Ultimate. And if you notice from the gameplay footage here, Keen looks kind of chonky and burned out. And I guess that is the premise of the game, is Commander Keen is getting old, no one really wants him anymore, and he is turned to being an alcoholic. Although that sounds really depressing, I can't help but think that this is kind of what Bethesda or the owners of the original IP for Commander Keen have really done to him, especially with that terrible mobile game. But that aside, this is probably my favorite mod to date. This is just so well made. There's so much good artwork and music, and the community really came together to create something very cool here. There's also some very differing changes to gameplay. Like for instance, a lot of the walls are destructible now and can be shot with your stunner to open new areas. There's hidden switches everywhere, and the end of levels aren't exits anymore. You simply have to find a balloon to release. Overall, I found this one to be super fun. It is very, very difficult though, so, save a lot and prepare to be frustrated in certain areas. But overall, this is a really cool one I think everyone should try. The next one in this list is called Suburb Shennanigan, and unlike all the other ones in this list or any Commander Keen game that's ever been made, this one is based on Earth and basically just based on normal, mundane places. So instead of going to other planets, you're fighting Old Man Jenkins in his yard and shooting his dogs. And honestly, I think this is great. It's a very good change up from all these other games that take place on other planets. And I don't know, just the struggles of Commander Keen, Billy Blaze, in everyday life somehow is appealing. And the game is just honestly really good. I do think it relies a little bit too much on the impossible pogo trick to get to certain areas and progress through the levels. I did have to cheat a few times, but maybe if you're good at the game, you won't have that problem. But still, I think this is one worth checking out and worth playing through. I just like the environments in it. I just think they're really neat. Alright guys, so that just about does it for the list that I have here, but there's hundreds of different mods out there for you to try, so I recommend you check out the Keen Wiki. The ones that are in this video I've linked below for you to check out, but that does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like, dislike if you didn't, and subscribe if you can, if you want to. Doesn't matter, I guess. It does, but if you don't want to, I'm just going to end the video there. We're good.